I was actually in the courtroom when the Supreme Court decided the Citizens United case. We saw it coming. I'd introduced 4 bills beforehand and a week ahead of time, knowing that the decision could come out that way. And the only other elected official in the room with me that day when the Supreme Court made that decision was Mitch McConnell, the head of the Republican Party in the Senate. And I saw something that really, really frightened me. Mitch McConnell looked happy. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen Mitch McConnell look happy. In fact, I'm not sure that anybody's ever seen Mitch McConnell look happy. He was fighting a smile. The smile was losing. At one point, I think I actually heard him giggle, but it could have been a different bodily function. I'm not really sure. But he was unmistakably happy. And that's bad, because what that means is that the corporate agenda that Mitch McConnell stands for in the Senate got a huge boost that day from the U.S. Supreme Court. And they had to stretch so far to do it. It was so difficult for them to do it. They had actually argued this entire case in the lower courts and the first time in the Supreme Court without anybody even raising the issue of whether there is a constitutional right for corporations to buy elections. And then when the Supreme Court heard the case, after it was all briefed, then the 5 of them ordered a re-argument of the case and a rebriefing of the case because they wanted to hear the possibility that that's the way the Constitution would read to them. So they picked an issue out of the air that nobody had conceived of because 100 years of settled law meant that corporations cannot buy elections in America. And they not only allowed corporations to buy those elections, but they made it a constitutional right. And that's a tragedy for us all. That means that corporations now have rights that human beings can never have. And it's true. Corporations don't eat, they don't breathe, and they live forever. They accumulate massive amounts of money. And as we've heard before, 1 month's worth of profits from Exxon would be enough to swamp what the rest of us do, the 309 million of us do, to try to get good government instead of bad government.